Roger Federer, of Switzerland, celebrates his 6-0, 6-4 win over Kevin Anderson, of South Africa, during the quarter-finals of the Miami Open tennis tournament Thursday, March 28, 2019, in Miami Gardens, Florida. AP photo, Jim Russell, Miami Gardens, Florida. Ashley Barty waited 6 hours to get her spot in the Miami Open women's final. Denis Shapovalov needed to pull off yet another comeback to earn his berth into the semi-finals. Roger Federer, meanwhile, made winning seem relatively easy. And Simona Halep's chance to return to number 1 in the world fell apart against Karolina Pliskova. Federer is back in the Miami semi-finals, the No. 4 seed winning the first 8 games of his match and eventually ousting 6th-seeded Kevin Anderson 6-0, 6-4 as part of a very long, very soggy Thursday at Hard Rock Stadium. He won a marathon 9th game of the final set to break Anderson for a 5-4 lead, then served it out at love. "I got a bit lucky there at the end," Federer said, "but it was a great fight by Kevin and of course I enjoyed the match." Anderson hadn't lost a set 6-0 since October 2016 to 353 sets ago. He rallied from a breakdown to get back on serve in the second, before Federer took control at the end. "They just don't happen often enough," Federer said of that 6-0 first set. "I think I played a really solid, nice first set with very few mistakes." Mistakes doomed Halep, who lost to 5th-seeded Pliskova 7-5, 6-1. Pliskova was up 5-0 in the second set when play was interrupted, for at least the 6th time Thursday, by rain shortly before midnight. Halep, the No. seed, would have replaced Naomi Osaka as the top-ranked women's player if she won the semifinal. She led 5-3 in the opening set, and just unraveled. Pliskova won 9 consecutive games before the skies opened during a changeover. After waiting about an hour for the rain to stop and the court to be dried, she needed only 4 more minutes of play and finished out the match at 1:11 a.m. or 6:11 a.m. Friday in her native Czech Republic, 7:11 a.m. Friday in Halep's native Romania. So the day's winners were Federer, Shapovalov, Barty, Pliskova in the rain. "We can't control the weather," Barty said. Barty walked away from tennis about 5 years ago, saying she was basically burned out at 17. She returned 3 years ago. And now at 22, she's better than ever. The 12th-seeded Barty endured enduring 3 rain delays on Thursday before ousting 21st-seeded Anett Kontaveit 6-3, 6-3 in the first women's semifinal. Next up is the biggest final of her singles career, against Pliskova. "Obviously, I've been doing the right things throughout the week to be able to put myself in a position to play for a title," Barty said. "You have to go out there and embrace it." Barty, who will rise to a career best No. 9 in the world ranking next week, was to take the court for the semifinal against Kontaveit at 1 p.m. Rain pushed their start time back to 2:08, and the delays were just getting started. They got 3 games, 6 minutes of tennis, in before the first in-match delay stopped things for more than 2 hours. They got another game in before more rain arrived, prompting another 2-hour delay. At 7:32 p.m., finally, Barty could celebrate. Kontaveit fended off one match point with a forehand drop shot, but was ousted by an ace on the following point. Barty was down 3-1 in the second, but won the final 5 games. "Very long day," said Barty, who passed the time in the locker room by drinking coffee and watching golf. "But for me, it's an opportunity to come out and play another match." Federer is 37 years old. That's the combined age of the 2 Canadian teens in the men's semi-finals. Shapovalov, 19, will face Federer on Friday night, and the 18-year-old Felix Auger-Aliassime will meet defending Miami champion John Isner of the U.S. Earlier Friday. "It's great for the game because they will carry the sport when we're long gone and we'll be sitting on the couch watching those guys slug it out," Federer said about the young Canadians. It'll be a joy to watch because not only are they great players but they're good people, too. Shapovalov reached the semi-finals by beating 28th-seeded Francis Tiafoe 6-7, 5, 6-4, 6-2, the third time in 4 matches at this tournament that he rallied from a set down before prevailing. And the success for Auger-Aliassime and Shapovalov in Miami follows the story of 18-year-old Canadian Bianca Andreescu winning the title at Indian Wells earlier this month. Oh, Canada, indeed. Pretty crazy. Everyone is super excited back home, said Auger-Aliassime, who wasn't in the top 100 of the world rankings 2 months ago and now will climb to no. 33 next week, if not higher. It's great to hear all these good comments from them. It puts a lot of belief in tennis in Canada. I think all the Canadian players from the young kids to Dennis and Bianca and there is a lot of belief right now, so it's great to see. Read next latest stories most read. Don't miss out on the latest news and information. Subscribe to Inquirer Plus to get access to the Philippine Daily Inquirer. Call 896-6000.